Hey friends, Red Specs Gaming here, and wanted to give you guys an update video this week on how the capital vessel is coming, since this has pretty much been absorbing all of my free time lately. I figured I would show you where we're at so far. Still probably another week or two worth of building on this, to be honest. It's kind of a labor of love and an art project that I do. But let me show you what we've worked on this week, because this week I've been concentrating heavily on the engineering bay, or engineering level, basically the sub level, and I want to show you all the work we've done there. Let me get landed real quick. I really got to redo the swamp hopper. It's too much thrust forward and not enough in the backward direction, so it's really hard to slow it down in space. In atmosphere, not so much, but in space, oh my. So I have a real heck of a time trying to land this guy, and it just mostly needs to have, you know, some alternating or other thrusters to balance how big the back thrusters are. But all right, so the hull, not a lot of work this week. We're gonna continue working on the hull probably last. I like doing the interior first, so that if I need to change things in the hull to fit it, I can. But here is our landing bay. And so we go into the hangar here, and you come in and you see, I don't have lights up yet, by the way. Lights will probably be one of the last things I do. We got a repair bay here, and the console is up there in the hangar office. We've got two guns here and here, which probably for us will never be used, but in a PvP sense that might be a good thing to have. I always like to think about that. We've got 6 different bays that we can land in here. And you can see I've got things parked in several of them. I'm going to land this guy up here real quick. Boop, boop, boop. And then we're going to pop out, and I'll show you guys some details on everything on this level here. Alright. Boop, boop. And down. Alright. And then I'm going to go use my jet so you can see how we did. The bays all have this. I kind of, when I build, I think of color palettes. What's the color palette I want for my build? And I try to repeat stuff a lot. So like all of my truss I try to do in this color now. The hangar's the only one that kind of uses this metal texture, but I did stick with the grays. Basically this blue, it's actually pink, and grays and black. Those are the colors I'm trying to go for with the ship. And so you can see I've got stuff all over the place. One thing I did want to point out is I've modded my game files so that I can put a furnace, and I can put a deconstructor on a CV. And the reason I decided to do that is because once we leave this system, we're never coming back, and I never intend to build another base. This will be our mobile existence. It's the world ship. We live on it. We go from system to system on it. So I figured, you know, there's no reason not to go ahead and mod and be able to put those on the ship. I don't see why they couldn't be on a ship anyways. I know it's probably a balance for PvP thing or something. I'm not sure, but for my single player game, we can have those 2 items on a CV where you normally can't. So yeah. So this is the hangar. Obviously, we got, like I said, the different bays and stuff, and I kind of tried to look at some different source materials, and I kind of liked the way this kind of thing looked here. I think these kind of shapes came from like Battlestar Galactica. I was looking at hangar shots of BSG, things like that. Pulled things from different places. So yeah, you got this down here. There's your repair bay. You've got this here, which is your Promethium intake. The funny thing is on the other side of this wall is actually my Promethium tanks. Little details like that I try to think about when I'm building, just, you know, for realism. Like, I'm gonna show you some stuff that's kind of goofy that was no point. In fact, most of what you're gonna see, it's pointless. It's just ideas, right? Just ideas. I kind of look at it as like an art project when I'm building. Miss those. Alright, so you would come in, and then on the 4 corners of the ship you have grav rooms, and so this is like grav control, and so this would be A, B, C, and D grav controls. This is probably C, I think it said, and it's mostly just a room for your gravity generator. And so I kind of, you know, I like to think, you know, each of these major systems are going to be monitored and taken care of by crew, which I'm going to see how much it costs us to buy crew. We might fill this place up with crew too if it's not too expensive. But yeah, you'll find one of these on the four corners of the ship. There's one in the center elevator shaft too, but I've got him hidden just so I could have gravity through the middle, because this thing is so big, they cover right up towards the center, and then in the center you lose gravity, so I need one in the center. We've got these here, which I haven't finished yet. These are still in progress, but our greenhouses are going to be like this. You can see I've got like water intake going everywhere, and apparently I missed some walkways there, which I'll have to fix later. But yeah, this is going to be the greenhouse. It's not done yet. You'll see other things that I've done. If we go out here, we can go up these stairs, and then go up these stairs this way. And this would be your little walkway down from these different decks here. But then you go into the control room here for, put off my gravity, or put on my gravity, I should say, the control room for the hangar. And like I said, I try to stick to certain things. Man, gravity is so bad that you can't even climb stairs. It's probably because we're really close to the other one. But anyways, this is your repair console for repairing anything that's down there on the deck. And, you know, you would think like the gun control and stuff like that, you'd have different people in here watching all of that, controlling everything. Out here, we're on to, this is the deck that I haven't started yet. This is going to be the living quarters. Command deck will be above that. And then there's one right above command deck is a small deck. It's just for shield control. But I'm going to try and do like cabins, you know, different crew cabins and things like that. Probably a place to eat. There's an idea I have for down south, down below, which I'm going to show you when we get down there. It's the promenade, I'm calling it. It's kind of a public area in the front on engineering deck. I'd like to do like a bar, like some kind of pub or something down there. So anyways, you would go into the ship, and I've placed through the corridors markers so I know which direction I'm looking for. Obviously that's port, that's starboard, that's aft, and all of a sudden I can't think of what B stands for. B is the front of the ship. Wow, my brain just stopped working. And you've got these corridors that go down. You get to the generator room if you go this way. And in here, you'll see we've got two big jennies on either side. You got fuel control. This is what I was talking about here, where fuel comes in here from that side, which I probably need to hook up a pipe here into these or something. I took this idea from my friend Commando who builds. I really like what he did. He used a symbol. If you look at symbols and you look at this guy, you can put that underneath it and you get that little symbol. It makes it look a lot nicer with pipes connecting in. So good job on that, Commando. Hope you don't mind I borrowed your style there. Tried to do, like I said, this pink color, this black texture here, this blue texture here, and then the floors are this texture. Try to repeat that throughout the ship so that it felt cohesive. And obviously we've got truss through the ceilings. We're gonna get lights in here before too long. This is my computer. We are tier 4. If you look, right now we're using 7 million CPU out of 10 million. So we can't go much further, but I don't think we'll need to. I don't think it'll go much further than that. This is everything attached. Statistics wise, we're a size class 37. So this isn't a multiplayer ship at all. And it, like I said, you'll see a lot of the stuff that I did in here are just art project wise. So like you've got these controllers for the generators, and then of course it's super hot and radioactive in here. And one thing I thought of, because it's super hot, right, in the generator rooms, you would have big giant industrial fans trying to vent the heat out. So that's what those are representative of, that I tried to capture like an industrial fan situation. You go in here, obviously this is the CPU. It's all hooked up, the core, its extenders. Went with green for CPU. Then you come out of here and we go further into this ship again. And let's see, let's go this way first. You get to the very center area. This is going up through the center elevator through the entire ship. Lots of guns that in a single player will probably never get used, but for a multiplayer that could, you know, help battle people trying to get through your stuff. And then that will go up to living quarters, up to command deck, and then up to shield control at the top. But we're not going to go there. We're going to keep going. I think this goes back. Well, this goes to the front, so we'll go this way. So we'll go this way, down this corridor. Then you can go either that way or that way. Let's go that way. It's kind of the same on both sides. And now you get to what I'm calling the promenade. This is going to be a big public area here, like I said, with possibly, you know, decor like for people hanging out, or whatever. You have in the front, you got that's the bow. That's the word I couldn't think of. Bow observation deck A, and then B is on the other side of the ship, on the right side. And we'll have, like, you know, out here where you can see the front of the ship. Not sure if I'm going to keep it like this. We maybe open it up and make the promenade a lot bigger. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what to do. When you build this big, you run into the problem of there being too much space. And you're like, how do I fill this space? I mean, it's crazy how much space you have, which I'm going to show you something in a minute that will tell you I've got too much space in this base. Fire control A. And so all this is we built big giant cannons in here. There's our ammo containers. And then right here, this is actually access to a rocket launcher and a pulse laser. And there's one on the other side. And then there'll be another one of these on the right side of the ship as well. In case I needed to come in here and repair them without going outside of the ship, I could do that. So that's what that is. And then I just used different things and kind of created this giant cannon setup system here. And so that's fire control A. And then, like I said, on the right side of the ship will be B. Here's another grav room, like in the back, controlling that gravity. And then we have, let's see, rotational control. Oh yeah, here's another one. This is for your RCS. This is what I mean. I built an entire room just for the RCS unit. And I have one on either side. So if you come in here, there's your rotational control is all hooked in there. I was trying to emulate kind of like a gyroscopic system, you know what I mean? With the way that it would spin. It's the best I could come up with what we have, obviously. Still kind of keeping some of the same colors and themes and looks. Got stuff up in the ceiling. You got controls. And then there's another one of these on the right side of the ship. I like having backup systems, or redundant systems is the right word, because then if something happens, like say they blow through that side of the ship, we don't lose all of our RCS at once. They have to go to the other side of the ship to kill our RCS. This is going to be an elevator from the promenade up to the living deck, or the crew deck, I guess we would call it. And there's one of these on either side. And then you come into warp control here. Warp control looks like this. The warp drive is in there, obviously, all hooked up. Got his little stuff around him, pipes, giving him fuel, giving him a pentaxid. You've got a 2-layer here, because, you know, you always see, like in Star Trek and stuff like that, there are always like walkways around the warp core, and they can monitor it from different places, and they do different things. So that's what we've got going on in here. So that's our warp control. And this is just the other side of the ship, where, like I said, is redundant. Everything that existed on that side of the ship exists on this side of the ship. And then there's, I think, one more thing, maybe 2 more things. One more thing to show you guys. We'll go this way. And then we have the cargo holds. And again, there's one on either side of the ship. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, and then on the other side of the ship makes 24 full-size cargo holds. And so if we look at our F4 menu, you can see there's stuff everywhere. I've got Z free 1 through 8, so I've got room to expand, but that's because I haven't grabbed everything out of all the bases yet. And I've got to fix that wall. I think I painted it from the other side on accident. Got to be careful when you're doing this button right here, because you'll undo stuff that you've already done. In here, though, I think I was using this in gray, right? Yeah. Okay, so I'll have to fix this. So that's this, and then this goes outside. I've got these all over the place, these remotes, my wireless remotes. That way I can access everything. I'll show you what the hangar looks like from the outside. So from here, we've got that. That's for cargo. These are empty right now because I'm going to be putting windows in there. I'm starting to run low on materials, to be honest, guys. I'm going to need to start taking a break from building and going to find some more POIs and get some more ore and process it, because I've been using a lot of materials to build this. Let me show you the final thing that I wanted to show you when I was talking about too much materials, and that is this. Let me go ahead and pop this guy off. Let's retrieve the block. And then this, where you see these vents are, I have like Jeffries tubes above all of the rooms. So you can see like data lines run everywhere through there. Actually, I probably should paint these green because I was doing data lines. And then each of these is the vent into the room. And so when I get done, what I'm going to plan to do is I'm going to hook these tubes up to what I'm going to call life support, and all of my oxygen and stuff look like it's going to pump into these tubes, and thus giving people access to breathing everywhere. So each of these kind of dumps into another room, one of those rooms that we have there. And I'm going to leave this unpainted in here because you'd often see like that kind of like raw unpainted look and stuff that hides behind the walls, because, you know, why would they bother painting it? So this is where we're at so far. This is what I have done in the last week and a half. So you can see I've still got 2 more decks, 3 technically, to do, and that's going to be a lot of work to do that. So I figured I would just give you guys an update video every week so you can see where I'm at with this build. It's going to be a huge hog of power, except I'm going to hook it up so that we have like we have it on low power and high power or full power situations. That way we can jump into a system and we can go do our thing. I don't intend to get into full-on scraps in this if I can avoid it, but I do have 2 whatchamacallums on the top, mortar round things, so hopefully we can knock down shields on space bases from a distance and then send in the gunship to finish it off, kind of thing. So we'll see. Got a lot of work to do still decoration in these promenades, still got to finish the greenhouse. Then we go up to the 2nd floor, start putting in crew cabins and mess halls and, you know, rec rooms and all of that kind of stuff that you would want up in the top. And then we'll do the bridge command deck last. So that's where we're at. Thanks for you guys' patience on me getting real videos for this series out. They will return eventually here, but I like to take my time and think about each room individually and how I would decorate it and like what would look good and what makes sense, instead of just shoving everything into one big long rectangle and putting a bunch of cannons on it. So that's where we're at. So yeah, probably no more for this week, and I will see you guys next week when we continue on.